teach you a pattern in this video that's helped me throughout my career. And it reminds me of, I got my dive master, my PADI dive master certification when I was in college. In fact, that's sort of my foray into trading. That'll be a story for another time. Into serious trading. I met my first serious trader, a bond trader on the dive boat that I worked on in college. It was the only job that I could get where I could focus on school Monday through Friday and work on the weekends. Anyway, one of the challenges that we had during the Dive Master certification, there was a time we had to tread water. It was for a very long period of time, and towards the very end, we had to tread water with our hands up in the air. Well, treading water is really sometimes a very powerful thing to be able to do. When I look at January, I think about treading water. I think about the fact that I've had some good trades, I've had some bad trades, and they just keep equaling each other out, whether that be intraday or whether that be end of day. And it's really important for someone on this side of the microphone to say, yeah, this has been a challenging month. And treading water sometimes, maybe for some of you, you've had a great month. So happy to hear that. And for others, you might think, Ragh, I'm not treading water at all. I would have loved to have treaded water. I would have loved to just kind of had an even month. So let's talk about how we can avoid this in a pattern, a simple pattern that's going to help you a lot. Now, the layout that I'm sharing with you here is a free layout. Well, actually, almost free. This is the only tool down here that is not free, but this tool here, the automated support and resistance, the wave, the grab, the propulsion, and this is a built-in slow stochastic on the TOS platform. Everything but this bottom indicator is free. And I'm doing this on purpose to show you, you don't need any special secret squiggles to be able to deal with this market. Yes, it will help you over time to have specialized tools, but you can start out with a foundation like this. This was the foundation I started with. It's called TOPS. Some of you might have taken that class way back in 2017. It's the foundation for everything I do. All right, so let's talk about this here. And by the way, most of these tools you can go grab over at countdowntrader.com. And if you're a member watching this free video, next week I'm going to give you my TOS layout that looks almost identical to this. And that way you have the 2-5 daily layout that I use. But for those of you that are not members, well, of course, I encourage you to come join us. But head on over to Countdown Trader. I don't think we even ask for an email address. You can download these tools for Thinkorswim, for TradeStation. And these are all already available. The grab, the wave, the propulsion, the Darvis in TradingView. Okay? So when I say free, I mean it. All right, next, the pattern. All right, we're in chop, gang. I think a lot of you know that. We're in a sideways market. You can see that right here. You can see that with the lower yellow JT multi that I talk so much about. Now, we are crossing some really interesting levels with this 200 propulsion. And this is a tricky level to be crossing, but let's remember, we also have options expiration. So on options expiration week, we're going to presume some volatility. In fact, this volatility is not going to be done until Friday's close, and that means Monday we can look at everything with a fresh set of eyes. Well, tomorrow I'm going to be looking for what's known as a minor low. That means that I'm looking for a lower low to hold. Now, if we get a lower low tomorrow, then that starts the pattern all over again. What I'm looking for is a lower low, right? So this is the candle, surrounded by two higher lows, right? Surrounded by two higher lows. It doesn't really matter the size, but I'm looking for a lower low surrounded by two higher lows. That's a minor low. Okay, I'm also looking for this minor low at a support level. That's where the automatic Darvis comes in, right? This is automated support and resistance based on, but not solely based on, Nicholas Darvis's work. Take a look. There's your zone, right? There's your zone. So this is where we're looking for that pattern, ideally, to occur. Now, I mentioned we're in chop, right? That yellow underlying market trend. So the thing that's going to save you is this. You want to wait for the market to reach a specific zone and then give you the confirmation of this minor low pattern while we're at preferably the 20 level of the stochastic. So I'll say that again. Have to be in chop. Have to identify that we're in a specific, preferably automated zone. So we're not getting emotional. We're not seeing what we want to see, but either the support is there or it's not. Get the minor low while we're down at 20. Now, we just got down to this level, this 20 level on the stochastic. We just got down here really at soonest, you could say, the 18th, easily yesterday, and now we're waiting for that pattern. Well, by putting in a lower low here, the pattern starts all over again. By putting in a lower low here, the pattern starts all over again. So if one of these lows hold, we can get the minor low, and we could wait finally for what I call a pause pattern. I don't know if it's a reversal pattern, but I know it could simply be a pause, right? So let's do the same thing on the S&P. Go through the same process, all right? I think it's really important. I don't want folks out there getting hurt. I don't want you, taking big losses and going into February limping. I want you to say, look, I was able to tread water, or at least stop the bleeding, or at least stop picking bottoms, right? That doesn't even sound like something we want to do in public, does it? And start to wait for your edge. It's really important to me, because that way we all can start February off saying, look, let's try this again. And I also want to reiterate, again, minus the JT multi, everything else, including this version, where it shows you the trend, these are things that I've made available freely to members and non-members alike. You don't need a secret squiggle, okay? Again, you're going to want to add them as you grow as traders, as I have, volume studies and things like that, volatility studies. But I want to give you the foundation that I started with as a trader, okay? So let's take a look at the S&P. We're just now reaching our slow stochastic 20, right? And if you've been following the updates here, you know we're in chop, right? And you know that in chop, we want to use an oscillator. And my preferred oscillator, you can see the settings right here. Gang, this is the free version built in on TOS. This is not anything custom. Yesterday, I showed you what I call the cataracts version of a slow stochastic. And what I mean is I have cataracts in both eyes. And a little bit more of a vivid color change just helps me see the patterns better. This is the built-in free version on Thinkorswim. All right, these are the settings. You plug that in, make sure it's exponential. You put a signal on the slow D, you're going to get exactly what I have here. Okay, so notice that just today we're getting down to the 20. So now I can start looking for support. Now I can start trying to sync that support up with that minor low. Whichever order you're doing it in, just make sure you check all these boxes. Okay, 20. Let's wait for the minor low. Okay, let's do it one more time. So you might be saying, Rag, okay, what is it that I need to do? All right, let's do it one more time and we'll wrap up this video. All right, and while you're here, if this has been helpful, leave a question if you have one for me. And if this has been helpful, if this started to give you something else to work with, hey, do me a favor, smash that like button on the way out. I'd really appreciate it. But I really like the questions too, so maybe do both. Leave a comment, leave a question, smash that like button. All right, once again, do we look for a buy and toss yet? No. Where's our support? Well, let's extend some of these levels over. Got the 200 propulsion right there. That could even be a support zone. Okay, cool. Now, I want to confirm still, it's a yellow market. Make sure you get to that confirmation, whether you use the original JT multi or the original JT trend or the JT multi, which is simply the history of the JT trend, all right? So I've got that checked. We're not even really there yet. So I want to be careful because we might head down a little further, right, to the 20 before we start moving up, if we do at all, right? Because if this lower color of right here, that lower color goes red, gang, if that happens for 2 sessions, we're in a downtrend, and I will start talking about a very different type of trading strategy if we're in a downtrend. You want to know what a downtrend looks like? Take a look at ZB. Take a look at the bond market. You want to know what a downtrend looks like? That's what it looks like. This is where we short the rips, right? You want to see another trend? Here's ZN. This is what it looks like. This is where we short the rips. I know we've been doing slightly longer free videos, but I know a lot of you have been saying, Rag, this is a difficult market and I want to do everything I can, whether you're a member or not, to help you out. Join us for Charts and Coffee tomorrow. We'll keep the conversation going. As always, I commend your time spent trying to educate yourself, and I want to do everything I can to help you out. Lots of free tools available at countdowntrader.com. So go grab those, and I'll show you how to set this layout up in the rooms when I see you all, likely tomorrow or next week. Be good to each other. Hey traders, Raghee from Simpler Trading. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment below. And remember, subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll get notified of the next update. And when you're ready to join me for live trading, be sure to head on over to simplertrading.com. I'll see you in the next update.